Keeping up with the scary motif from last episode and moving from scary tales into scary movie. Not to be confused with the popular franchise of the same name, this instead is a 1991 horror film directed by Daniel Erickson, and it looks like it's pretty much his only film. He did this in 91, then he didn't do anything until 2010 when he did a film called Eve's Necklace, which I was surprised by the score. It looks like it's got decent ratings on Letterboxd and IMDb, but then I also noticed that no one else has really seen it, so who knows what it's like. The film stars John Hawkes, who's had some bit parts in Rush Hour and From Dusk Till Dawn. We also get Robert Jacks, who you may recognise as being Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, which is the one with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I like that one. I think it's a fun one, that. And then we also get a bit appearance from Jep Hill, who went on to do visual effects. He did stuff for like Matrix Reloaded and Armageddon, and a bunch of Wes Anderson films, of all things. Weird. So we get an interesting group of people involved in this in some way. I have no idea what to expect from this. I'm hoping it's just a charming, low-budget horror film. But I don't know. Let's see what we've got, shall we?
Cross my heart and hope to die.
You make me want to crap green onions.
The plot follows Warren, a nervous, geeky fella who gets invited by a friend to a haunted house. Warren learns, though, that a psychotic killer has broken free and is now on the loose in the local area. So Warren, of course, believes that he is now stalking the haunted house that they're at. It's a pretty simple story, which I appreciate. It's not trying to do too much, but it's not perfect. I fluctuated with this one from being entertained to being very bored. I think it just needs a little bit more tightening up. It's only 82 minutes long as well, so it doesn't really overstay its welcome at any point. And the thing that really kept drawing me back in was the Halloween vibe that it's got. It really does get that down, and I always appreciate a good Halloween-y sort of theme to a film. It works. And there's a little twist at the end as well. It may seem a little obvious while you're watching it, but you know what? I think it gets points for trying with it at the very least.
Good luck.
The acting, as you can probably imagine in this, isn't the best. Most of the characters are just sort of arseholes, like one-dimensional arseholes who just maniacally laugh most of the time. It's kind of maddening how much laughter we get in this. And then our main character, Warren, just sort of wanders around looking like a wide-eyed Ian Curtis for most of this. There's an ounce, and it mentions it on the case as well, there's an ounce of Crispin Glover in his performance. But he doesn't quite have the charm that you usually get from a Crispin Glover character, and I'm a big Crispin Glover fan, so that was a big selling point for me. And I can see why there's a comparison there, because he's a nerdy, awkward guy, fair enough, but I don't know. I didn't really get it too much from him. He's probably the best part of the film, luckily, to say he's the lead as well, though, Warren. He's got the most going for him, I guess, even though he can be a little grating sometimes in just how committed to being wide-eyed and nervous he is. It's all very caricature, I guess. The gore is very, very minimal. We get some, it's a lot of after-the-fact stuff, though. What we do get's fine, it's fitting with what's going on. But yeah, it's not as much as I was hoping for, I guess. It's pretty tame, all things considered. It's fine in how it's put together, honestly. It's shot well. The colours are nice, there's a lot of colours. There's a lot of like Halloween sets and costumes. And I said there's a nice Halloween vibe. And yeah, it's cosy. There's a nice cosy feel to a lot of it. Low budget Halloween sets and that. Yeah, I don't know. I like that sort of stuff. The main costume for like the skeleton guy is pretty good. It's like cartoony and a little exaggerated, but it's unique. It's not something I've really seen in one of these before. And it stood out. Yeah, I liked it. I wish we'd have seen a little more of it, to be honest. There's reasons for why with the story and such, but I just wish we'd had a few more scenes with it in, to be honest, because it's good. It's good. There's quite a few skeletons in this, actually, and long-time viewers of the channel will have picked up that I'm a big fan of a skeleton. I do like a skeleton in a film, and yeah, this doesn't disappoint at all. The music is fine, I guess. I don't really remember it, which I think is better than remembering it for being really annoying. It didn't really stand out, so I guess it just sort of fits. There's a Butthole Surfers song in here though, which I wasn't expecting, so that was interesting. But yeah, it's just sort of okay, I guess, really. It's like a decently put together, low budget horror film that clearly had some thought and some, some money and some, not necessarily money, but some passion put behind it, sorry, it definitely had somebody behind the camera who knew what they wanted from this. I think it needs a little tightening. Like, it's not perfect. Maybe a few more plot things could be fleshed out. A few of the characters could be a little more fleshed out. But yeah, it's fine for what it is. I was looking up the trivia for this, and there's nothing really on it online. There's not much information. But what did stand out, that's probably worth mentioning, is so at the beginning with the title sequence, we get the title for the film and then a barcode underneath. And I know they used to have serial numbers and things like that, because that's how Night of the Living Dead got screwed over by not having like production number and stuff. This has a full-on barcode, and apparently as of the 2010s, this barcode is now associated with some sort of craft rice, which is quite entertaining. But yeah, that's about as much as I could find on it online, honestly, and really, I don't have much more to say about it. You kind of get what you get with this one. And it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best either. So let's move on and let's see what else this disc has to offer. So for once with these, we don't get a second feature film on the disc, which is strange. Instead, we get two short films. So the first one we've got is called Little Hero, and it's from 1985, comes in at 7 minutes long. So this is set in 1933, and it's about a kid who sneaks into a cinema, gets caught, gets chased. The end, really. He gets away with it. There's not much to say on this one, really. It's silent with a jazz soundtrack, but the mixing wasn't great, so it kind of annoyed me more than anything. I think the soundtrack had just been compressed to such a degree that the jazz was very tinny and annoying. It's dark, you can't really see what the hell's happening a lot of the time, but it seems to me more like it's a guy trying to figure out how to use a camera and things like that, which, that's fine. We've all done little tests like that, and yeah, it's not worth watching though. I didn't really rate it as far as a film goes. And then after that we get Mr. Pumpkin, our second short film, and this is from 1986 and comes in at 11 minutes. So this one follows, it's Halloween night, and we follow an arsehole kid who won't shut the hell up. So his dad puts him to bed and he's like, if you don't stop fucking about, Mr. Pumpkin is going to come and get you, and he lives inside jack-o'-lanterns and he grows out of them and he'll get you. Obviously this doesn't work on the kid, and he still gets up in the middle of the night anyway for a chocolate bar, and of course he gets got by Mr. Pumpkin. I liked this one. There's a bit of a twist at the end as well with this one. I liked this one. It's got some good effects going for it. There's a bit where like the jack-o'-lantern's face is like projected against the wall and it's animated ever so slightly. And I really liked that, yeah. There's some fun bits. The kid getting his comeuppance at the end was always good. There's a bit though where a dude drops a pie on a cat. They make out this pie is really hot and then he just drops it and looks like they actually just drop a pie on a cat. And I audibly gasped. And I think that's what being a cat owner has done to me. I've softened as I've gotten older, clearly. Plus it looked a bit like one of my cats. But yeah, I had fun with this one. I thought it was a fun little short. It's definitely getting the Halloween-y vibes down and things like that. And yeah, as a little tester, it was decent. It was definitely the one that's worth watching out of the 2 shorts on this disc. But yeah, that's pretty much it for those shorts, I'd say, as well. So let's move on. Okay, let's take a look at this print then. Honestly, it's probably one of the best ones we've seen in the AGFA collection in quite a while, really. It's not got many flickers or many like big glitches or issues or anything like that. It's pretty clean. There's a nice warm grain to it. Colours all pop, it's very clear. The audio is a little muffled every now and then, but honestly, yeah, no, it's pretty good. The shorts didn't fare as well, they're a little rough around the edges and such, but they are early short films from someone, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, pretty impressed with that. And on the disc, we get the feature and the 2 shorts that we've already talked about. We get audio commentary for Scary Movie, we get a trailer, and we get behind the scenes image gallery. And that's your lot. It's probably the least we've had on one of these discs yet. Pretty slim, but you get what you get, I guess. Okay, let's take a look at the case then. The slipcover is pretty nice. Yeah, the colouring works well. It's nice that they've got the big skeleton dude front and centre, that works. This dude's face, though, looks a little weird. Like, after having watched the film, I don't really know who he's meant to be. If he's meant to be the lead character, they have done him dirty on this one. It's this cover as well on the sleeve, and we also get a reversible cover again, which I'm guessing is the original poster. It's not terrible though, yeah, it's fine. The write-up on the back really sells the film, especially comparing our lead character to Buster Keaton and Crispin Glover, 2 of my favourite film people, so of course I was sold on that, but it is a little bit of a stretch. But yeah, info seems correct. Once again, we've got some nice packaging here. Overall then, this one was alright. It was flawed, but it has its charms. You know, it's got a nice Halloween vibe to it, it's got some entertaining moments, and it's clearly trying for something that's low budget. But the pacing's just a little all over the place. It just needs a bit of tightening up, I'd say. It's not perfect. I wouldn't outwardly recommend this, but I'd say that if you've seen anything in this review that has perked your interest, it's probably worth looking at. Especially if you can find it cheap. What it feels like, I think a good way of describing this is, it feels almost like a sort of, like a mid-tier Vipco Screamtime release. You know, it's not one of the classics, it's not one of the bottom of the barrel, like, shitty ones. It's just one of the ones in the middle that you kind of forget exists after a while. But it was fun. I enjoyed my time with it. So, yeah. Not too bad this episode. Next episode though, I am very fascinated by this one. So this was very popular to review back in the 2010s. I've never seen it and I've been wanting to watch it since I watched a bunch of reviews on it back then. Be interesting to see how it holds up in the 2020s as well. We're going all the way to Uganda for this next episode, because we're going to be checking out Wakaliwood Super Action Volume 1, Who Killed Captain Alex?